Hey guys, I just felt like standing up a little bit for this recording on Mercury Retrograde. I have been a little antsy and I need to just get up, so forgive me for not sitting. But we have Mercury retrograding starting today and going into July the 12th in the sign of Cancer. If you don't know anything about cancers, Cancer is a sign that feels to unexplainable debts. It's a water sign, so things you're likely to see over the next few weeks, on top of everything else that's already going on, is just emotions bubbling to the surface. Some of them may be pretty, some of them may be ugly. It may be things you didn't want to feel, but Cancer is a sign, like I said, that feels to great depths. So don't be surprised if you do feel emotions or you have triggers. The thing about Cancer's ruling body is the moon. So most signs have a planet that rules it, but Cancer's ruling body is the moon. We know the moon is not a planet, but it's a planetary body. With the moon changes signs about every 2 days. So think about a Cancer person. The moon is their ruling body. It's changing signs every 2 days. Some people think Cancers are super moody and all the time, but in reality, their ruling body is the moon. So as it's changing signs, Cancer's mood is also changing. Another thing about Cancers value security. They value nurturing. They like to feel safe. So during this retrograde, things are likely to come up in regards to security, comforts, safety, those types of things. Like, this is a good time to evaluate those things. I know a lot of people, like pop culture has everyone being like, oh, Mercury retrograde, my exes are going to come back up. That is not always the case. It depends on in this instance, where Cancer falls in your natal chart. For some people, yes, their exes may pop back up. Retrogrades are good times to review the past and just look over things. So for some people, they may have some people from the past come back up, but that is not for everybody. The best thing to do is just to take a look at your natal chart and to see where Cancer falls within your chart. Like me, for instance, Cancer is my 9th house. So that's the house of the 9th house is like beliefs, learning, travel. I may have things pop up in regards to that. So I will be working on and just looking back and revamping things that have to do with that. The law also. So legal things. I'm going to be looking into my business, seeing how I can make things better in terms of trademarks, patents, things like that. So it's not always about exes popping up. A good thing with this Cancer Mercury retrograde is to really just kind of put your emotions in a magnifying glass. It's going to be really important that you're taking care of yourself on an emotional level and on a soul level. Like, you have to take the time to make sure you are giving yourself what you need. And the thing about the past, sometimes people look at the past as being bad. Not everything in our past is negative or bad. So think about the things in your past that you're grateful for, things that brought you to where you are today. Think about how the past has been helpful over the next few weeks. Mercury retrogrades, things do tend to get a little hung up with communication. That's not unusual. Sometimes arguments can occur, disagreements, or just being misunderstood. Those are natural human things. There's no need to blow them out of proportion. We have a couple of other planets that are also retrograde right now. So it's like retrograde mayhem. But a good thing about retrogrades, they are excellent times to just slow down. I always like to tell people, read over everything. You should already be reading over everything anyway, but just double check things. Triple check them during Mercury retrogrades. Don't be in a haste to sign things. like new things like leases, buying new cars. With the cars, Mercury does rule cars and short distance travel. So if you do have to do those things, make sure you just read the fine print, you read the warranties, and things like that. If you have to buy like computers or electronics, Mercury rules those things as well. So just make sure you save your work and back it up, because things can get a little lost. That's happened to me. You wrote out something and then it disappeared and you're like, crap. So don't do that to yourself. Back it up. If you have to travel, give yourself just a little extra time to get places. You may notice more car accidents during Mercury retrograde. So it's like things like that. Not things that don't already normally happen, but sometimes it's just a small increase, because you do have some hangups with communication. And if people do happen to just pop up from the past at this time, if it's something that you can improve or make peace with, then do it. That doesn't mean run out and talk to this person who treated you bad and let them back in. That is not what that means at all. But if you can make amends, make peace, this is a great time for that. Retrogrades typically are not good times to start new things. But if you have something you put down, you can pick it back up and work on it and improve it. That's what you do during Mercury retrograde. So I don't really have too much else. Just like I was saying, Mercury retrogrades and water signs can be a little rough, particularly Cancer. And on top of that, we do have a solar eclipse that is coming up on the 21st, and it's also in Cancer. It falls on the summer solstice, and it's at a very sensitive degree. It's going to be at 0 degrees. So this may play into that a little bit. So just be aware that I will make another video. Like I said, I'm getting used to recording. I hope that this information was helpful. But like I said, back up your devices, take your time, read over everything. Don't start stuff, new things. Just slow down a bit. It's going to be okay. So we are full in retrograde season. Let's make it a good one. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care in here, because that's what's most important.